All right, let's move on to our next story here. This is the even bigger rumor story that's been floating around the internet the last probably 3 or 4 days or so. Emily Rogers is a known leaker for Nintendo games. She's been doing it for years. She, leaked Pikmin 3 on the Wii U. She's done all kinds of... If you don't know who she is, you should follow her on Twitter and you should look up her history because she's done so many predictions. She also predicted that there wouldn't be a January Direct, and guess what? We didn't get one. So, yeah. Anyways, this message comes from IGN. Emily Rogers has kind of leaked. Let me start over here. She's given us the leak of. Well, it's not really a leak, but it's more of her insider information. From Nintendo has indicated that there are 11 to 12 first-party projects coming this year to Nintendo Switch. To be fair, a lot of them are either Wii U ports or eShop games, and there's at least one Nintendo Labo project in there. So that was the other thing I was trying to tell you guys in the chat, but I couldn't remember what it was. Of course, it's Labo, the one thing probably their biggest initiative outside of the Switch itself right now. So this was posted. Indeed, 5 is the floor minimum, not the ceiling. The ceiling could be as high as 11 or 12. It's difficult to give an exact number because any game can be pushed back to 2020 for marketing or scheduling reasons. Let me try to explain this better. The most likely Nintendo published game announcements for 2019, 70% chance or higher. There are 4 mystery games exclusive to the Switch. And by the way, these aren't counting what's already been announced. So Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem, Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon, Bayonetta 3, and what was the other one? What's the Yoshi's Crafted World? They don't count these titles. So 4 mystery games exclusive to the Switch. 1 Wii U port, which is another 2013 title, which could be Wonderful 101, Pikmin 3. There's something else that came up that was big that year too, but I don't really remember right now. Sorry, I came ill prepared. 2 eShop projects and a new Labo kit. So those are the 8 things that have a 70% chance or higher coming out this year. The maybe games for 2019, they're wild card titles, 50% chance or less coming out this year, maybe pushed into early next year. Retro Studios' secret game, assuming it wasn't canceled, which everybody, I think it's that Starfox game, that Starfox Grand Prix. So that Metroid Prime Trilogy, assuming Imran Khan's info is correct, and Mystery Wii U port number 2. So there are your 11 games right there. Also, the 12th game could also possibly be a Wii U port.
Which we didn't even include the Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that doesn't include that either. So
I have a question. Would the Wind Waker HD fit under the
20
eShop?
No, I think it would fit under Wii U port.
Yeah, but it came out later though. I think 2014 or 15, the HD one. Whenever Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, that was 2013. I believe a month after. It was
Wind Waker HD release date. February 20th, 2013 was Wind Waker HD's release date.
Okay.
So could possibly be that, which would be great, especially if they want to start pushing Zelda out faster. I know they said they wanted to get more Zelda titles on the Switch. So, Look, Wind Waker needs to be on a system people are buying. Sorry, but it does. I mean, it's stuck on the 2 worst-selling Nintendo consoles of all time. So, not that they're bad consoles, they're just the worst-selling ones. So.
I want to call them worst-selling. I'll call them low-selling.
They're the worst-selling. They're at the bottom. they're nuzzled right up next to Virtual Boy, Ed. So
that's why I say low setting. I'm going to be nice with my Nintendo consoles, so I would say low setting.
The Wii U port that's rumored to be being pushed out into 2020 is Super Mario 3D World. So, I mean, that makes sense. You wouldn't want to release 2 Mario games in the same year, pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
2 ports at that.
Yeah, 2 ports. Yeah, you are correct. Although, we could use some Mario Golf. That would be a Mario game. I would take a second Mario game. I would take this year.
We could wait on that. We could have an announcement, but we could wait on that.
Ed, is it because golf is a white sport?
No, it's just that
even though the best golfer in the world is not white at all, so
pretty much. It's just that I want a different sports game. I want that volleyball sports game.
Nobody wants volleyball. Nobody wants that Mario wrestling volleyball game.
Oh, I want that so bad. I read that.
All right, so for those who don't know, there was a game. I think it was being prototyped for GameCube.
It was,
and it never came out. But it was a Mario volleyball game, but also implemented wrestling into the game. So it was like this really weird mix of volleyball and wrestling. I don't know how that happens or what you do, but that's, yeah.
At that time, it was a little bit too much because I think that's how Super Strikers came out. I think.
Man, Super Strikers. I would like another Super Strikers game too.
And that one, I would think it would come out. Mario Golf is going to come out for Switch because of the Joy-Cons. That's a given. Yeah. They'll be crazy not to bring that game to Switch and bring it out. Mm-hmm. I just don't want it out yet. I want all these other games, and then
I wouldn't mind Mario Bowling either.
I'm telling you, dude, Wii Sports HD just needs to come out. Just make Wii Sports HD.
But I think it would be fun to actually have a Mario Bowling, like where you have like all the characters can do all the goofy like their reactions and stuff after you either like miss a spare or like get a strike or like have where they do different animations for certain things.
Can I get a superpower that would make me play as Mario, grab a Wario and throw him down and get a strike as a superpower? Like a special move.
Wow. So, man, 5 unannounced Switch games for the next year or so. That's a lot of games, man. A lot of first party games that and this kind of coincides with what they kind of said at their earnings report last year that said they're prepping one game for whatever the next direct is as something quote fans will be delighted to hear about, and then the other game that they're prepping bolsters their online system.
Is it Level 5 doing like a RPG for Switch? Was like Junktown or something like that?
I don't know. I know the Pokemon company is doing Town, or not Pokemon. Game Freak is doing Town.
Game Freak. That's it. Okay.
Game Freak is doing Town, which is it's a working title, but where it's an RPG that takes place in one town. So that's pretty interesting. But
because I wonder if Nintendo's publishing that one. I'm assuming
they are. It's Nintendo is publishing it.
Okay. So then we'll probably see something. Hopefully we'll probably that's E3, but we'll probably see something this direct for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, the rumor is there's a February 13th direct, and they're gonna show off a bunch of games that are coming out this spring. Because out of all the games, we only have release dates for one game, one of Nintendo's 6 announced games, and now 5 unannounced games. Like, I mean, that's a lot of games to not have a release date for. I understand last year Sony, like when Sony had 3 games coming out and they only had release dates for one of them, like. That's fine, and then 2 games, but like Nintendo this year, 11 games, man.
They need to get the summer and the fall announcement release dates.
Yeah,
like we can worry about.
They need to get the spring first because Fire Emblem is still scheduled for spring. So, and also there was a rumor flying around Reddit today that Luigi's Mansion is coming out in July. Which is a terrible time to release a spooky Halloween game.
Well, shoot,
should be October.
I think that one is going to get pushed. If they try to do that for July, I'm like, no, push that to October.
That's got to be October, man. Like Luigi's Mansion is the perfect spooky game for October,
right? And at this point in time, there's nothing for October that we know is coming out. So why not let Luigi's Mansion 3 be the leading game for October?
Yeah, but let's talk about these. Let's talk about these Wii U ports for a minute. What do you guys want to see in terms of Wii U ports? What do you want to see in terms of what don't we have for Switch that we would like to see? I know rumor titles are Wonderful 101. Tokyo Mirage Sessions has been gaining traction lately in terms of rumored Switch games, which I think would be perfect for the Switch, especially because a lot of that game takes place, on a cell phone.
Yes.
So, I mean, like, I think that game would be awesome. Pikmin 3, although I think they're just one of the unannounced titles is just going to be Pikmin 4. So, if you're going to put out Pikmin this year, I don't know if you would put out the third one. Pikmin 3 was a fantastic game and a visually stunning. Not my favorite Pikmin game. I still think the first one is the best Pikmin game. I like the simplicity of just one pilot roaming this giant planet and trying to survive on the planet while you find the parts to fix your spaceship. I still think that first game is the best one. But if you did that on a massive scale, that would take longer than I'm pretty sure I beat Pikmin 1 in one sitting. Like, that's how short that game is. And I think I beat it in like 4 hours.
Oh, you good.
I had the strategy guide, and I read the strategy. I got the strategy guide before I got the game because I knew I wanted Pikmin. And so I read the strategy guide. Like, I would go to bed with the strategy guide reading it because, like, I think the first two games I got for... Sorry, there was a car alarm going on outside.
Oh.
Magic of editing. I remember the only game I had for GameCube games I had for GameCube for a long time were Luigi's Mansion and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
Oh, wow.
And then I ended up getting Pikmin and Smash Brothers later down the road.
Uh-huh.
But I got the Pikmin strategy guide before I got the game, and so I would like sit there and read it and like, okay, and then I would go on like GameFAQs or IGN before it was like this mega site. It was just like tips and codes and stuff, and try to figure out the fastest way to beat it, like the perfect, because you could beat the game. I think there's 30 parts total, but you could beat the game with 21 of the parts. But there was also like I don't know if it was like a secret ending or a special ending that you got if you got all 30 parts within a time, like a certain time frame.
Yeah.
And so I was like, how am I going to be the most efficient? And I sat down and I was like, all right, here we go. And I had little Post-it notes and drawings inside the strategy guide. It was like the most, I don't know. Did you guys ever do that with strategy guides where you would like take little Post-it notes and make notes, your own notes in there as you're playing the game?
No.
Oh man, Ed.
I didn't do strategy. Like I said previously, only did two strategy guides. All right, only did two strategy guides, and that was Secret of Mana and Ocarina of Time. And that was only because I couldn't find one thing, and I found it and then never looked back.
Oh man, my Ocarina of Time strategy guide is destroyed, man. Like the cover is falling off and the pages are all taped together. And like dude, that and my Super Mario 64 strategy guides are they're destroyed, man. I still have them though. So, I mean,
I can't even find my Super Metroid one.
Oh man, dude.
And I didn't even buy that one.
I had two different Ocarina of Time ones. I think it was an official one and then another one.
Yeah, Prima.
I sold both of them.
I think Prima did. Prima did a Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time once, and then Nintendo Power had their official guides. So I have the Nintendo Power Ocarina of Time one, which was like, I was like, man, because I think I got it. I think I only got it because I renewed my subscription, and they were offering a free strategy guide if you renewed your subscription. So,
nice.
Man, Nintendo Power, what a great magazine. I miss Nintendo Power so much.
Yeah. I miss like all those like tips and tricks and all those like fun ones. It used to, like back then we used to just go and buy them like comic books like every week, like go and just buy all the different magazines and stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, Wii U ports. back to the Wii U ports.
Starfox Zero.
No, please. Here comes Ed's defense of Starfox Zero.
No. The mini NES games that challenge you. It came
the NES
DS.
remix.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's rumored to be one of the eShop titles. NES remix.
eShop titles.
The Ultimate NES remix, which has both of them in it.
Because then I know they didn't do a physical one for Wii U, but I know that. Oh, they did.
Yeah, it has both of them in it. It's the NES remix double pack or something. Yeah,
Okay.
they ended up bringing it out physically, and then they made the Ultimate one for 3DS.
For 3DS. Okay, so that's the one I was thinking. As of like they have that Wii U port version, and maybe you know what they could do that as the Wii U port, and then do part 3 for eShop game.
Yeah, I mean they could. I still think that like the NES remix stuff is going to be their eShop stuff first. I think they're just going to put it on the eShop to see how it does.
What is the square? What is you play as the white cube one?
Box Boy. There is a rumor that the Box Boy trilogy is coming as a triple pack.
Dude, that needs to be on Switch physical.
Dude, Box Boy is amazing. Have you ever played Box Boy? Jesse?
I didn't.
Gosh, you're missing out, man. It's just all you do is like solve puzzles by creating little boxes. It's amazing. It's the best game ever.
Puzzles are so creative and the music is good. I actually love the music in that game. It's as minimal as it is. It's really good. So I could see that coming to Switch. I would love to see that.
Well, and we talked about not having another Mario port, but I think it would be different enough if they did like the Paper Mario. Like it would be different enough at least that it wouldn't be exactly like new, Super Mario U. They could do something like that because I know a lot of people love the Paper Mario.
I think one of the rumored there's so many rumored titles out there. If you fall down a Reddit rabbit hole, don't fall down the Reddit rabbit hole, guys. It's insane. But one of the rumored titles for a long time has been Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door HD.
And that's what I want.
It was rumored for Wii U for a long time, and then we ended up getting Color Splash instead, which wasn't bad. It wasn't a terrible Paper Mario game, but I think people really want the RPG stuff to come back for Paper Mario. Which, I mean, they kind of split that. They kind of split that into Mario and Luigi, though. Those games are amazing too, by the way. The Mario and Luigi games.
I can see that being one of the unannounced games coming to Switch. But I would love Color Splash also to come to Switch, and that might just be me. I
wonder if these Wii U ports are going to be like testing grounds for a sequel to these games. Like I wonder if like they have a sequel in the works, like if they just release it to garner some attention for a sequel. Like I know Wonderful 101 is a huge rumor. Platinum's been teasing that for over a year. Yeah. Because they want to make a sequel to that game. And I know Nintendo publishes that. So, I mean, they could be teasing that as a Wii U port.
Well, definitely with Platinum wrapping up with that the Grandia Blue, that contract situation, but that being over, that frees up Platinum to do that. So I think that's a possibility that we may see that on Switch, but it's probably going to be something down, maybe an announcement next year or end of the year direct. Unless they have been developing it and then moving people now to bring more polish to it. That probably could happen.
Yeah. Man, I don't know, man. There's so many things. I'm just like, my brain is like running a million miles a minute right now trying to think of things that they could be. Now, granted, let's take into consideration here, though, that not all of these games are going to be announced at the next Direct, right? I think they said 2 new games will probably be announced at the next Direct.
We'll probably see Nintendo Land 2.
Oh, jeez.
But that might end up being like 1-2 Switch. Oh, go ahead, Jesse.
I was gonna say, what about with the success of the Super Mario, the 3D game? Like, what if they were to do like the Galaxy, like or like those type of or bring something like that like back just because the new one did so well for them.
People have been wanting the both games to be packed to come to Switch, but I think Odyssey has kind of ruined it in a sense because of how great Odyssey is. Going back to the Galaxy games,
it would be a good stopgap. I don't.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think if they were to do that, the thing is with Wii ports. Like, and the reason why I think we haven't seen Metroid Prime Trilogy yet is because, like, everybody kind of forgets that the Wii wasn't an HD console, and upgrading those assets to HD, which I know Galaxy and Galaxy 2 have already been upgraded to HD because of the Chinese NVIDIA Shield market that Nintendo's kind of testing the games in. They have a bunch of Wii games on that thing, which... full controller support and everything. I'm actually really jealous. I think, what is it? Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, Twilight Princess. What was the other game that they put on that thing? I don't remember, but they up-resed all these games and they're still making
was it Pikmin?
It might have been Pikmin. They're doing these up-resed versions of these games for China, and they're actually doing really well. And so those ports are kind of, I don't want to say done, but like they
easily move them to Switch.
I think we could start seeing up-resed Wii games at some point. I think in terms of ports, there's very few Wii U games left. We've talked a little bit about it. Some of them already, but let's see. What are the major Wii U games that haven't come? I think Tokyo Mirage Sessions is one.
Yes.
Mario Maker is one. Although I think at this point they're just going to do Mario Maker 2.0. Super Mario 3D World is one, and then what? What are the?
Well, they're like a Starfox, like I said.
Well,
but
I don't think that's a big one though. I'm talking like just the major ones, and then the Twilight Princess, Wind Waker HD ports.
Xenoblade Chronicles X could come.
Well, they already said they're not working on it.
I know, but I still would love to have that come on. Monolith Soft is doing some other stuff, so they like literally secret. But I mean that was a major one to the Wii U system. Yeah. So just digging the outside to that question, that game would have been one.
I'm trying to think of the Wii U games I have over there right now.
Well, and the Paper Mario Color Splash or whatever.
Yeah. Let me see here. Wii U, let's see. We got Captain Toad already.
We got
Tropical Freeze already. We got Hyrule Warriors already.
Pokemon Fighters.
We got
Pokemon. We got that.
Let's see here.
The Tekken Tag Tournament. No. That came for Switch. I mean, but Nintendo published that, and Ninja Gaiden 3. Nintendo published, but those games were on the Wii U. They just haven't been brought back to. They haven't been brought or announced for Switch.
Well, Tekken Tag's on the other consoles already, and Tekken 7 is out already. So I mean, I don't think they would go backwards for that. But
they could probably put something Tekken Tag related on and add Nintendo characters. If
I think because
of Ultimate Alliance that they're working on, they wouldn't be.
Plus, they said if they were going to port a Tekken game to the Switch, it would be 7. It just depends on what the response from the audience is for it. So
it has. The Tekken 7 came out right.
Yeah, it got really good reception. So
okay, because
their DLC characters are a little questionable, but.
Yeah, because like Tekken 7 and Soul Calibur 6, they came out and they've been silent for a while.
Tekken 7 has gotten a ton of. Tekken 7 is way bigger than Soul Calibur.
It is, but people continuing to talk about them since their release. The last time the people talked about them were because of the DLC characters. Not many people have been talking about Tekken 7 like they are talking about Smash.
No, well, I mean, it's not the same type of game.
I mean, it's not the same type of thing, but if you're a big game with a big reception, people will continue to talk about you. And the talk about Tekken 7 has just been kind of non-existent.
Well, now, I mean, it's sold 4 million units, so somebody's buying it.
Somebody's buying it, but
that's the one that a lot of people were talking about for the longest time, and I still or is it that one, or what's the one with the creative character?
Soul Calibur 6.
Soul Calibur, yeah, that's the one that I've heard the most talk about. Like, just people talking about that and just like creating characters. I still see new footage of people playing that and stuff all the time too.
Right, we're gonna steer back into this into the topic, because like I don't think anybody listening to the show really cares about Tekken and Soul Calibur.
but for Wii U games, that's for Tekken Tag. That was why I mentioned that.
Yeah. So the last topic we're going to kind of talk about is the 5 mystery Switch exclusive games. What they could possibly be. What are they going to show us? What are these games going to be? The whatever Retro Studios game is, I still think is going to come this year, and I still think it's Starfox Grand Prix, since they've been working on a project for 4 or 5 years, and I don't think if something's that close to being done, Nintendo's going to scrap it. I don't think they're going to put that much money into a studio and not let them put their project out. I thought Retro was going to do a new IP. Doesn't look like that's going to happen anymore, at least of right now. So, Retro's Star Fox Grand Prix game, I think, is I would put it like 80% sure thing announced. Maybe not coming out this year. Maybe it'll come out early next year, be their big February title, or March even. Kind of slide into that Yoshi's Crafted World Kirby slot. Which you know how accurate I've been with that March slot. So
I still think that ARMS 2 is going to get announced. I that's one of my biggest
you are
feelings.
Insane for thinking that.
We're going to go with that Star Fox game, then I'm going with ARMS 2. I would have more faith in ARMS 2
Nintendo
being
says
announced.
they only release one of their non-major IPs per iteration. B, ARMS is still getting updates and content, so
yeah, but
they're not going to put out a sequel.
But they still could announce ARMS 2. Just an announcement.
Man,
that's all they got to do.
We're gonna fight. That is.
You might as well just. But the Nintendo fans have Smash. Why do they need that?
Yeah,
because ARMS is still a big community. You might not realize
but if they keep on updating it, you don't need a new one.
Even though they still keep updating it, they still can announce ARMS 2. It don't matter if you're a game that still get updates. You still could be announced. It happened with Destiny. Destiny was getting a whole bunch of updates, and they announced Destiny 2. And Destiny 2 wasn't supposed to be out until the 10 years was up. So what does that say? So ARMS 2 still could be announced.
That's not true. Destiny 2 was supposed to be out a year before. There were supposed to be 4 games over a 10-year period.
I thought it was supposed to be 10 years.
Each game was getting a game, an expansion, a game, an expansion, a game, an expansion, a game, an expansion.
But they changed their plans for that.
Well, they had to, because Bungie couldn't do the output of what Activision was wanting. And so, getting back to Nintendo here. Yeah. ARMS 2 is not happening on this platform.
ARMS 2 will be happening on this platform. You asked us for predictions. You asked us for predictions, and that's what I'm sticking with. It's a prediction.
Man, Ed, you're losing so bad at this game.
No, and watch. I'll be losing, and yes, I'll take my blows because there's some wild stuff that I said.
You don't think Nintendo would try to put out an IP that's not on the system yet, as opposed to a mediocre selling IP for the Switch?
Well, ARMS 2 sold about almost 2-3 million copies for a new IP, and then for them to see that big community, that would be crazy to not support that game again.
I'm just saying they're still supporting this game. Why would they put out another one?
Because all the updates for Arms 2 is over with. So, Arms 1 is over with. So why not start getting ready to announce Arms 2? There's still, like I said, there's still a big community for Arms, and if people will get happy if Arms 2 got announced. Now, if Arms 2 didn't sell, I keep saying Arms 2. If Arms didn't sell past 1 million, then I could see it not being announced. But Arms 1 did sell a lot. So why not announce Arms 2? That'd be crazy for Nintendo not to do it.
I didn't say it didn't sell a lot, but Nintendo can't even put out multiple Mario games on one system. Why would they put out an IP that is lesser known?
It's not lesser known. I think if they put...
You think just as many people know what Arms is as they do Mario?
Yeah.
You're insane.
Mario has a...
What are you smoking over there?
Mario has a bigger history, of course, with Arms. Arms was a new IP when the Switch was still new. With a new IP coming out selling that big on the new console, that's crazy. Look how Splatoon did. And Splatoon wasn't even a full game yet until it got all its updates. But that continued to sell well. So why not have Arms 2 be announced?
Well, in that case, you get Splatoon 3, Mario Kart 9, and another Kirby game at the same time.
I wouldn't be surprised. Now, Kirby's the one that will probably get announced again. Shoot. Don't forget when Kirby got announced from one direct and then the next direct was another Kirby game. You was like, dang, didn't they just bring this one out?
Ed, you're making my head hurt really bad right now. I need some Tylenol! Extra strength!
Just get you some chicken salad or
I'm so hungry.
Put your Master Chief's, just put your Master Chief helmet on. It'll protect you from the pain.
As I slam my head on the desk. But if Arms 2 did get announced, y'all two owe me an apology. I'm just going to say that if it does.
I mean,
I'm just saying,
Arms 2 will come out on whatever the next Switch device is. Or the next Nintendo device is.
I think
Arms 2 will not come out in the next 4 years.
I think Arms 2 will be announced for Switch. It might not come out. It might come out in next year, but it's going to get announced. And I think at this not E3. I think a possibility for this direct, it can be announced. I'm just saying.
Icarus Paperboy.
You know what?
I think that has a better chance of being announced in Arms 2.
No, it does not.
All right, my Switch prediction.
Oh, we got to get Jesse's prediction first.
I know we do, but my Switch game prediction, besides the Starfox racing game, I think that's happening sooner than you think it is. I think that they are going to announce an original Mario and Luigi RPG for Switch at some point this year.
I can see that.
The last major one was Paper Jam in 2016, I think. And, their side team has kind of been porting the GBA and DS games up to the 3DS. So, I mean, I could see it. I want that really bad because those games are hilarious.
Was Paper Jam after the Dream one?
Yeah. Yeah, it was, let's see, it was Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Then it was Partners in Time was the first DS game. Bowser's Inside Story was the second DS game. Dream Team, then Paper Jam, where they kind of mashed Paper Mario in with it. So,
okay, because I thought Paper Mario was because they mixed. They made a Paper Mario game. Of them.
Well, they made a Paper Mario game for 3DS as well. Sticker Star or whatever.
Sticker Star is the one, but Paper Jam is the mix of both of them. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I could really see a new Mario and Luigi game. Although I still think that would not do well in like a fall situation. I think they would push that. I think that would be like where the Mario U came out this year. I think that would be where like a Mario and Luigi game would kind of sit well. So, I want one of those games really bad, though, by the way. I almost, when I went and got Ukulele and then the Super Meat Boy today, I almost got the Bowser's Inside Story for 3DS.
But I still need to get it.
So, But Jesse, what's
now with our predictions now? Like, do you like they don't have to technically be really coming out this year, but be announced this year, right?
Right.
Yeah, like Ed's Arms 2 prediction.
Well, because like I think it's getting to the point now where it's been like long enough that like the new
smiling Corey.
the Mario Kart, Mario Kart's been out. I could see us maybe getting next year an FZero game.
Yeah, I could see an FZero game coming soon because
but
it's been
don't think this year though. It would have to be next year.
That's the one that when Nintendo said that it's something that the fans would be delighted about, and I think that would be the one that would match that quote.
You know what? You know what I don't understand?
Or it could be the end of the year that it comes out.
Like a lot of teams these days alternate between franchises, right? Like Bethesda does Skyrim or Elder Scrolls and Fallout. I mean, I don't even know what I'm trying to say now, but I don't understand why Nintendo's teams don't take that approach either. Like, why doesn't Intelligent Systems go Fire Emblem, Advance Wars, Fire Emblem, Advance Wars, or Fire Emblem Codename Steam? Like, they have those 3 IPs, right? Why doesn't Nintendo do that with Mario Kart and F-Zero? Why don't they swap? Or, you know what I mean? Like, why don't they try some of their smaller teams do alternate stuff like that?
I think because they try to do something innovative and create something new and fresh.
I agree. I agree with that, but I'm just saying you could do that with some smaller IP, right?
And I think
maybe F-Zero is the wrong franchise. Maybe whatever this new Starfox racing game is, whatever that idea is. And I know Retro's doing Metroid Prime 4 now, but I could have seen them taking F-Zero, if this Starfox game was successful, them taking F-Zero and applying that to this.
Well, I was thinking of this though, it's very possible though that whatever little information was out there was, that Starfox was in it, but how do we know that it's maybe not just an actual F-Zero game, but it's got those characters in it as well?
We discussed
mixing
that earlier,
the mixing of the
maybe Star Fox cross F-Zero type thing.
Kind of like the Sonic versus, or what was it, the with the cart where they had the cart things
Mario
where you could
All-Stars Racing?
Is it? Yeah. Well, it was a mix of the two.
I think it's because the Star Fox games, I think they only have 2 side ones, instead of the main series. Because then Bandai Namco do a Star Fox game, and
Rare did Star Fox Adventures. Bandai Namco did Star Fox Assault on GameCube, which was more of a traditional Star Fox game.
Yeah,
and then Retro has some. I think they worked on. I think they helped with Star Fox Command, that DS game.
Okay.
So I mean, there's a couple side games, but
the main series.
By the way, anybody who owns a 3DS, Star Fox 64 3D is only $20 right now.
Yes, but the main games have been in house with Nintendo.
Yeah. But the Star Fox Grand Prix isn't a mainline game. I wouldn't think it's considered a mainline game.
It'd be a side game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, I think what if this is their side? Remember that long rumored Star Fox game they were rumored on that was crossing over with Metroid. Remember that was a big rumor that Retro was working on a Star Fox game cross Metroid, and they would cross paths or whatever. Mm-hmm. What if this is that game and there's F-Zero and it's Star Fox Grand Prix, but there's characters from other franchises in it, like F-Zero and like Metroid. What if Samus is in this game?
Yeah,
and it would be more of a space sci-fi racer adventure game, in not exactly like Diddy Kong Racing, but in that vein of hey, we need to complete these missions and they involve racing to propel the story forward. I think that's an interesting concept.
it'd be like a way for them to put all their other IP into a different racing game outside of Mario Kart. Like Mario Kart could be that kind of game, and then this could be more of like an actual traditional racing game.
But see, the problem with it between Mario Kart and the Starfox thing is that Mario Kart has a bigger universe of characters than Starfox.
Right, but this could be the side game. This could be the side game that put your lesser known IP, and then like, okay, if Starfox Grand Prix does well and people like it because there's FZero characters in it, why don't we shift some resources over to prototype an FZero game? You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
This game could be a way to test the new tech, and try to like this, how certain games they'll make like a smaller game and they'll try out new stuff and then they'll integrate that into the new game they come out with next. Yeah, it could be a way for them to kind of try to work on doing something like that.
What is the one racing game that looks like Wipeout that came
Fast Racing Neo? Racing.
Yeah. So everybody's wanting that template, that design of the game to be the next FZero.
Yeah, I mean that game's really good though. That game has a lot of FZero and mixed with Wipeout in it. Like that has a lot of, I think they actually pitched Nintendo when Fast Racing Neo came out on the Wii U. I think they actually pitched to Nintendo, "Hey, we want to make an FZero game. Here's our prototype." Nintendo said no, so they just made their own FZero game, which became Fast Racing.
And I think Nintendo probably could use that idea of doing Star Fox and Metroid together, and having them created, because we really haven't heard much from them.
Yeah.
That would be the possibility of happening. I just hope that if they do decide it, to have at least a bigger cast, because Star Fox not having like very well characters.
Yeah, I mean you have the Star Fox team, you have Fox's dad, you have Star Wolf. Maybe you put Andros in there and Crystal, I guess, from Adventures, and man, the Triceratops, what was his name? Tricky from that Adventures, the little Triceratops that followed you around. I mean, like, I wouldn't want that, but like,
I mean, and you still could put Samus and the one Samus that was imitating her from the Prime games.
Dark Samus.
Dark Samus. I thought she had a different name, but no. Yeah. But I mean, I think there's stuff that you could add in more to have.
Yeah, so. and FZero clearly has a fan base that Nintendo, I guess, doesn't warrant a full game, but like if you incorporate characters from FZero that people like enjoy using from those from the old arcade games and the Sega game for GameCube, and if you incorporate some of those characters into it and just to fill out a roster, I think that could garner a big push towards that IP too.
Yes.
So any final thoughts? We've been running kind of long, and we're gonna skip question block for today because just because we're gonna skip it. So
if my R2 get announced, hopefully Jesse and Corey will send me apologies or chicken sandwiches. I'll take.
Nope.
Which Jesse, I gotta ask you something when we get off before you go. When we get off the show, it's food related, and I don't know if you've seen it yet. But I'm excited for this direct if it happens on the 13th. Of course, I'm going to be watching Japan's. I'm also going to be watching Europe's, because I think there's going to be different games announced, and I kind of want to see what every territory is getting. So if it does happen on Wednesday, I am definitely excited. I kind of wish it was happening on Thursday, because that would be my Valentine's Day gift from Nintendo to us.
Oh, man, I really hope this is happening. I mean, man, you said you're off on Wednesday, Ed?
Unfortunately, it's next Wednesday on the 18th. I thought I looked at it. Yeah.
Fail.
But
I guess I'm going to have to do this by myself. This direct recap by myself.
Oh no, you will not. I will.
It's like, switch shifts, please. Oh, man.
And I know the person I could talk to get my Switch change, so something might be able to be worked out.
Any final thoughts, Jesse, from your point of view? Just
no.
Okay,
I'm good.
I'm good. We're good. I think that 2019 is going to be a pretty big year for Switch. It seems like I still think Mario Maker 2.0 gets announced at some point this year to be kind of like a secondary tentpole title for them. I think we get.
I'm not even ready for April yet.
I know April's, dude. I was looking at like the list of games coming out for April. I really hope Nintendo doesn't have anything coming out in April because everybody else sure does.
Exactly.
We have Darksiders, Shovel Knight, Final Fantasy X-10-2, Final Fantasy 12, Dragon's Dogma, Mortal Kombat 11, and there's something else big coming out in April too. But that's 7 games for Switch coming out in April. That's like, whoa, man, that's a lot. Also, Final Fantasy VII is in the most recent Nintendo Switch commercial, so that release could be imminent as well. So, I think whenever the direct is, Final Fantasy VII is going to be the game that they say that's available. You can buy the game on your Switch as soon as the direct is over. I think it's going to be one of those types of announcements. So,
and I will be downloading it.
I'll wait for 9. I'm just kidding. I'll play 7. I give. No, I'm
agreeing with you.
I play 7 a lot of crap, but like, I'll play it because I think I need to give that game another fair chance. To be honest with you, I haven't played it in like 18 years or so. So, I played it on PS when I got my PS2. In Final Fantasy 9, I played through Final Fantasy 9 and immediately bought 7 and 8. And I played 8 before I played 7. And then I played 7 and I was like, why do I have to press circle to advance instead of X? And I was like, done. Just kidding. So, but anyway, I will give that game its fair shake. I promise everybody. Don't worry. I will give it my fair shake. So
I agree with you, Corey. I want 9 quick then over 7.
Yeah. So anyways,